Hello and welcome to this review of Crystal Palace London Dry Gin. I did try to record it before, didn't really come out too well. And then there's a memory card problem on the second go around, so try it again. I did buy this Seagram's Reserve gin, and my daughter said this was the best she had ever tried, and it does have a lot of good character. It's not supposed to be sold in Louisiana, but I've seen it at three different stores, and I noticed one store had the older label and the newer label. So, in fact, this is the newer label, and if you look at their website, they're still showing the old label. Nonetheless, let's get on with Sazerac's Crystal Palace Gin. It's got the date, guys. Kentucky, 2016, the 222nd day. Premium London Dry Gin with natural flavors of some sort. Louisville, Kentucky, 80 proof. It's showing a Crystal Palace, but it's gold, and it's more of a chalet than a palace. Anyway, Surgeon General's warning. Anything else? This is sold in many different configurations, as you would imagine. The big plastic handle jug, this standard 750 milliliter glass, and then smaller glass and plastic bottles. Very common around here. I don't know about your area, but very common here and in some, I've noticed, restaurants and bars, and not all low-end restaurant and bars, some well-heeled ones. So they're using this for their mixes. Also, you'll find in the bars oftentimes Taka gin. For vodka, they'll have Crown Rus gin, or very often, maybe the most common one I've seen, and you might be familiar, is the Taka gin. So anyway, the vodka is the Crown Rus vodka. Almost every restaurant around here has or bar has the Crown Rus vodka for making the Bloody Marys. Okay, well, certainly alcohol eggs. It's still nighttime here. For a little while longer, not much longer. It's clear. Well, what do you expect? It's grain neutral spirits with flavorings. Your standard item. Sazerac Company's headquarters is right there in Metairie, Louisiana, a city which is adjacent to New Orleans on the west in Jefferson Parish. New Orleans is in Orleans Parish. Sazerac owns hundreds of brands, and they have facilities across the United States and perhaps the world. Crystal Palace was part of the Barton brand's kingdom, but it was acquired by Sazerac a few years ago. They're one of these companies, like in the beer world, perhaps they just go around gobbling up what they can gobble. Heaven Hill does the same. Ernest and Julio Gallo wine. Constellation Brands, they just collect. They're collectors. Oh, and these are the same people that make Pappy Van Winkle. So they're hitting the high end and the middle end and the low end. Middle range. Yeah, it smells like spicy flavorings. I might need to do a side-by-side with this and the Seagram's Distilled Reserve. I remember the Seagram's, the standard, extra dry, ancient bottle gin, which is the #1 seller in the United States. That one was pleasant, very good, pleasant. Most of the remarks I got from people in comments was, oh yeah, that's a reliable one. No one remarked that it was the greatest, but very, very reliable. And then the Distiller's Reserve, most of the remarks were, I've never seen that. What is this? And how did you get it? Although it's probably common in some places. Anyway, on to the Crystal Palace. It's just like not so much the juniper berries or the intricate lemon, or I should say exquisite even lemon notes of the Distiller's Reserve from Seagram's List. It's just like what you would expect for $4.99, but nothing bad or offensive, or repellent. Yeah, it's just like an alcohol base flavor with some I thought I had turned it off. Okay. Sorry about that. I had set it at the wrong speed setting is what I had done, that heater. Okay, there's always at least one interruption in these videos, eh? Yeah, it's like black pepper and some other spices, which maybe are trying to mimic juniper berries. I'm not necessarily getting juniper berries. What is your expertise in juniper berries? Well, I drank a few beers that had that. And the few handful of gins, that's about it. Now this Mims from Sazerac, no, I thought it was going to say, because I know the Taka gin, which I bought for my daughter, she took it. On there it said imported botanicals. The Taka was a little more expensive. This was like $4.99 at Cheap Smokes. This was like $6.79 at Walmart, and the Taka was maybe in the $7 range. So maybe they're up the scale, like just flavorings, more flavorings, and then the imported botanicals, whatever. I'm not sure. I guess I could call the company. It says here, and it says that on any of their, I was about to say, it says that on any of their labels. Well, maybe they don't want to hear from you about this one. But here it says, we love to hear from our customers, Sazerac.com, or email us, mims@sazerac.com, or the 1-866-729-3722. Okay, so as far as Mims Deluxe, they want to hear from their customers. Crystal Palace, they figure, ain't none of these customers going to ever inquire about a product. And that's almost certainly true. I'm going to drink the whole bottle in a few months. It's not anything bad, but it's like, it's kind of like this, like let's say you were eating Frosted Flakes. I just think of these things off the top of my head. If you got Kellogg's, you'd say, oh yeah, this is like the standard, like really good Frosted Flake brand. Then you could get Post, which would rival it. In almost every way, it would be as good as it. And then you could get the Surefine or the Best Choice. You'd buy it because it's 40% cheaper. Let me jump up a little bit. You could get the Malta meal, which would be close to the Post and the Kellogg. Wouldn't be probably, in a blind taste test, it'd be difficult, but it would be close, significantly cheaper per ounce. then you could get your Best Choice or your Topco or Surefine. That's all Topco anyway. Super Value, huge company, private label company. And you would know those are not as good, but you know, maybe you'd buy them because you're saving such a big amount of money. And this would be that kind of thing. And 99 out of 100 people that drink this are not going to do what I'm doing here, drinking it neat, straight. They're going to use it as a mixer, and it's not going to be contemplative anyway. It's going to be at a Christmas party, and they're trying to cut costs because they got all these mooches coming over for the party. And you know what I mean? They're going to, or even more so, it'd be a company party, and they really don't want to lay out too much. And then they say, well, I want to bring my spouse, and you know, and they're like, oh, Lord, you know, all these hanger-on people, and you know the scenario, so they're going to have this. And it's like, you want it, drink it. If not, go buy your Gordon's or Tanqueray. Oh, I'm not doing that. No, I want free, everything free. Okay, so that's what you're going to get. Okay, well, anyway. So, you know, I was going to say Lazy Lay, Bon Ton Roulette. This is not Louisiana Beer Reviews. This is just a gin review. But, you know, it is what it is. It's not horrific. But it's not exactly too good. But it's what we would call serviceable grade. Okay, so if you're looking for a serviceable grade extra dry gin, premium, you know, everything's premium, London dry gin, and you're willing to pay $4.99, this might work.